So yesterday I went on a wee trip with Mrs. Clava to Derry / LondonDerry, and I stopped in at Angry Cherry, and I thought I would have a wee look through the bargain bins. So this is a video, it's a wee haul video for what I found. None of these are anything that's come out in the past month or so. I don't think so anyway. I just went through the bins that they had and just looked through the comics. There's got about 3 bins, and they're quite stacked full of stuff. So here's what I found. If the camera would focus. Thank you. This is out. Never heard of this before in my life. This will probably be a recurring theme in this entire video. Is I've never heard of this in my entire life. I've heard it's a horror series, set in a concentration camp. It looks like, so that'll be pretty cool to have a wee check. Then we have Night of the Living Dead. Didn't even know there was a comic of this. Apparently it's a reprint from Halloween. Last Halloween, they decided to do wee reprints of Night of the Living Dead and a couple other comics, and the guys bought up a pile of them. And this is just what's left. Here's another one. Creasy. The exact same day as Night of the Living Dead. It was a Halloween print. I've never heard of this comic. Apparently it's an older one. It's a one-shot. But it was because Warren Ellis's name was on it that I was like, I'll give that a wee go. Next up we have Quick Stops. Out of all the comics, this is the only one I've read so far, and it was okay. Kevin Smith's really gone downhill in the past couple of years. It doesn't help the fact that the last 6 pages of this fucking comic's like adverts. So it's like a quarter of the comic is adverts, and that really felt like a kick of the teeth, especially for Kevin Smith. Next up we have The Maniac of New York, or Maniac New York, The Bronx is Burning. I see this comes from Aftershock there. That was the company that had that whole debacle of not paying their staff. I actually looked this one up, and it turns out it's the second volume of a series, but I'll give it a read. If I enjoy it, then I'll pick it up. Maybe pick up volume 1 of the first series. Here we have The Resistance. This title here, that looks familiar. I don't know how it looks familiar, but it feels like I've seen that somewhere before. But it's written by J. Michael Straczynski. I always have trouble saying that name. J. Michael Straczynski. Yeah, we don't have names like that in Northern Ireland. Who wrote Babylon 5. That's a pretty interesting name to be putting in a comic. He's written other comics before in the past, some of them good, some of them bad, but yeah, I'll give that a go. Why not? Again, like any of these other series, I only have issue 1 here, and if it turns out it's good, then I might pick up a volume or something. Here we have Alan Moore's Light of Thy Countenance. Countenance? Okay. Never heard of this before in my life again. It's an original Alan Moore comic, doesn't seem to have any studio names or anything on it, so it must be self-published. But I like Watchmen, I like V for Vendetta, I fucking hate Killing Joke. But yeah, I'll give that a wee go, see how Alan Moore is at writing things that aren't superheroes. It might be a superhero thing, I don't know, but it doesn't look very superhero-centric. Next up is Crossed 3D. This one's really interesting to me because I've heard a lot of good things about Crossed. I've heard it's pretty fucked up. And whenever I was in the shop and I saw volume 1, especially a 3D edition, like, comes with 3D glasses and all, the guy opened it up and showed it to me and everything, and I was like, yeah, that's definitely worth my time. I don't even care if it's shit, just the fact that I'm reading a comic in 3D's pretty novel in my opinion. And last up we have The Vicious Circle, that's a big boy. I think when this came out I heard mixed things, but just that fucking cover. We've got this guy, we've got this creepy looking serial killer guy, we've got a fucking dinosaur and a burning cross. Like, just looking at it, that's got me hooked. And it comes from the same guy that did Batman Damned. I enjoyed that series. I've got the complete volume, 3 issues of it. But I don't know when they're going to bring out another issue of this. There's no news of it on the internet unless it's been cancelled, I don't know. But yeah, that's everything that I found in Angry Cherry. Seems to be a pretty good wee haul. Again, none of these are new comics that have just come out because I don't really pay attention to the new releases. I just go for things that look interesting to me. Links to Angry Cherry's Instagram page down below, and links to their online store as well. Check them out. They've got some pretty cool stuff. Right. Peace.